Okay, so we're doing another teaching from the Rambam Chumash. How are you? Parsha Beshalach, and we are in chapter 14, pasuk 27, and it says, "And Moses stretched forth his hand over the sea." That's the Red Sea, and the sea returned to its strength when the morning appeared, and the Egyptians fled. The Egyptians fled against it, and the Lord overthrew the Egyptians in the midst of the sea. Okay, let's have a look at the footnote for this one. This is very interesting. Our opinion in support of which we have quoted these passages is clearly established, namely that no prophet or sage has ever announced the destruction of the universe, or a change of its present condition, or a permanent change of any of its properties. When our sages say the world remains 6,000 years and 1,000 years it will be waste, they do not mean a complete cessation of existing things. The phrase 1,000 years it will be waste distinctly shows that time will continue. Besides, this is the individual opinion of one rabbi and in accordance with one particular theory. But, on the other hand, the words "there is nothing new under the sun" from Ecclesiastes, Kohelet, in the sense that no new creation takes place in any way and under any circumstances, express the general opinion of our sages, and include a principle which every one of the doctors of the Mishnah and the Talmud recognizes and makes use of in his arguments. Even those who understand the words "new heavens" and "a new earth" in their literal sense hold that the heavens which will in future be formed have already been created and are in existence, and that for this reason the present tense "remain" is used and not the future "will remain." Sorry, this is a bit off the topic, but it's a very interesting introduction. They support their view by citing the text "there is nothing new under the sun." Do not imagine that this is opposed to our opinion. They may perhaps just say that the natural laws by which the promised future condition of Israel will be affected have been in existence since the days of the creation, and in that they are perfectly correct. When I, however, said, this is Rambam speaking, said that no prophet ever announced a permanent change of any of its properties, I intended to accept miracles. For although the rod was turned into a serpent, the water into blood, the pure and noble hand into a leprous one, without the existence of any natural cause that could affect these or similar phenomena, these changes were not permanent. They have not become a physical property. Obviously now we're getting to the idea of the sea of reeds, the Yam Suf returning to its aforementioned state. On the contrary, the universe since continues its regular course. This is my opinion. This should be our belief. Our sages, however, said very strange things as regards miracles. They are found in Bereshit Rabbah and Midrash Kohelet, namely, that the miracles are to some extent also natural. For they say, when God created the universe with its present physical properties, he made it part of these properties, that they should produce certain miracles at certain times, and the sign of a prophet consisted in the fact that God told him to declare when a certain thing will take place, but the thing itself was affected according to the fixed laws of nature. If this is really the meaning of the passage referred to, it testifies to the greatness of the author, and shows that he held it to be impossible that there should be a change in the laws of nature, or a change in the will of God as regards the physical properties of things after they have once been established. He therefore assumes, for example, that God gave the waters the property of joining together, and of flowing in a downward direction, and of separating only at the time when the Egyptians were drowned, and only in a particular place. I have already pointed out to you the source of this passage, and it only tends to oppose the hypothesis of a new creation. It is said there, Rabbi Yonatan said, God made an agreement with the sea that it should divide before the Israelites. Thus it is said, and the sea returned to its strength when the morning appeared, which is our pasuk. Rabbi Yirmiyah, son of Elazar, said, not only with the sea, but with all that has been created in the 6 days of the beginning was the agreement made. This is referred to in the words, I, even my hands, have stretched out the heavens, and all their host have I commanded. That's from Isaiah. That is, I have commanded the sea to divide, the fire not to hurt Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah, the lions not to harm Daniel, and the fish to spit at Yonah. The same is the case with the rest of the miracles. Just one last little bit. We have thus clearly stated and explained our opinion that we agree with Aristotle in one half of his theory, for we believe that this universe remains perpetually with the same properties with which the Creator has endowed it, and that none of these will ever be changed except by way of miracle. In some individual instances, although the Creator has the power to change the whole universe, to annihilate it, or to remove any of its properties.